Hey AfterBuzzers, you're watching the AfterBuzz After Show for Awkward, Season 5, Episode 15, The Friend Connection. Join us as we talk about the episode and our predictions. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Twist your tiny lies into the truth. Spin it around with your fantasy.
Hello everyone and welcome. I'm Tiona Hobson. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at the Tiona Hobson. And I'm being joined tonight by my lovely co-host who will introduce herself.
I'm Veronica Gabriel, and you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Veronica on TV.
Okay, and we're talking about Awkward, guys. And tonight's episode, what were your overall thoughts on the episode?
So many things happened, I feel like, but I think we got a better idea of how the relationships are going to pan out between the people.
I think so too, and I was very happy with what we're going to start talking about, Jenna and Luke, because I have been Team Luke for a while now. So, I mean, at work, things are clearly awkward. You know, they just slept together on the couch.
Yeah.
Their boss walks in and asks them why they didn't make a fresh pot of coffee. Like, absolutely nothing about, you know,
Yeah,
them.
that was a little weird. I was expecting her to say something, especially when the last sexual experience question came up. But maybe she just had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, maybe they, you know, got everything presentable in time for her to not see. Or maybe she's just aloof to the fact that her interns are screwing each other.
Yeah. Maybe it happens all the time, and it's just, like, not a big deal to her.
Yeah, because I feel like Idea Bin is this creative place for creative people to be around and do things, and you're young and fun, and, you know, you don't sit at a desk. So, I mean, coworkers sleeping on the couch together, no big deal.
Yeah, no big deal.
No big deal.
No big deal, just like what Jenna said about their relationship.
Yeah, that was a low blow, because, I mean, I remember season 1, 2, Jenna, if Maddie McKibben said, oh, it was no big deal, Jenna would have lost her shite.
Yes.
And here we have her kind of doing the same thing to Luke. I understand her stance on it. Like, your boss is asking you and you're sitting across from the guy. So
and you don't know how he feels yet either.
Yeah, so you don't really want to put yourself... And he was so cute when he's like, yeah, Jenna, how was your last experience?
I know. He's such a cutie. I'm still Team Maddie, but he's a cutie.
Okay, so I'm sorry. I meant to write down this user's name before we came on air, but I was having a little YouTube chat with one of the fans, and they were saying that, you know, last week with what we saw for the reason why Jenna and Maddie broke up, that it wasn't as big of a deal as we all thought it was going to be.
That's what I think, too. And also they were saying before that it was disgusting, and I don't think that it was really disgusting.
No, it just feels like Maddie got caught up in his feelings again, and
he overreacted, and then he couldn't go back on his word because he's too much of a man.
Yeah, pretty much. So it'll be interesting to see how this pans out now, because, you know, we have him and Sully, who that's a whole other topic right there.
Yes.
So back to Jenna and Luke, who are the couple of the hour right now. So Ophelia's, you know, asking about her last sexual Lizzie. Ophelia just wrote an article about her boobs.
Yes.
And it's gone viral, and it's like the biggest thing on the website, and she's published now. So Jenna's feeling left out. It's kind of, we saw college Jenna last week, who was cool and confident and fit in with everyone, was, you know, welcomed. And then we have kind of back to high school Jenna.
Yeah, where she's the awkward one.
Yeah, and she's trying to fit in with the cool kids, quote unquote, and get in with them and do the things like that. And she's like, I have to get published. That's the only way that they're going to accept me, is if I get published. Ophelia and Ethan, who Ophelia wants to sleep with Ethan, and Ethan is clearly gay.
Yes. He's a cute
He's a cute one, but, you know, Ophelia, he don't want your part. He don't want what you got, is all I'm saying. But in a strange twist of events, you know, Jenna goes to talk about what she said to Luke, because she does feel kind of bad about saying it was no big deal. She's like, look, I just want to focus on, you know, getting published and doing well at work, and this is too distracting and it's drama. And he's like, okay, that's fine. Like, no big deal, like you said. And then she wants to get all butthurt. But what I want to point out real quick is that the article he was writing, because the server was back up, is "Don't cage your spirit animal."
Huh.
Like, that was the big headline on
That's
his laptop.
weird. I didn't even notice that.
Sorry, I like to look for those little creepy details.
I was going to say about their relationship kind of throughout the whole episode was that I feel like he was almost playing games with her. Like, right when he was like, no big deal, like, whatever. I was like, okay, man, like, you need to stop playing games. Do you care about her? You just slept with her, and now you don't care, but you do care, but you don't care. It's just, I hate those type of people. If you are one of them, I don't like you. But
But if
you
you're
know who you
not,
are.
then-
You play your games. But anyways, towards the end of the episode, though, he all of a sudden came around and he was giving her compliments and like saying he thought about her. So hopefully he's not that kind of guy to play
I don't
games.
think he's that kind of guy. I believe him what he said at the end there in the diner, that he respects her decision that if she wants to do well at work, and, you know, dating coworkers is kind of a one-way ticket to rumors and drama starting, which is what she keeps saying she doesn't want, is drama.
Yeah.
But dating a coworker, just when people find out, it's just always drama. Just don't do it, guys. It's not worth the drama to date an employee.
And then I think too that when he asked her the question at the end of the episode, I don't know if we're to this point yet, but when he asked her when Maddie got kicked out of the club, and then he was like, "Do you want to go after Maddie?" I think that was kind of like a test for him to see if she was still like gonna go after Maddie and leave him for Maddie, and she didn't. So
yeah, and I was proud of her for this, because, you know, Jenna always talks the talk about, I'm over Maddie McKibben and things are different now, and then she always falls into the same traps. And it was nice to see her put on her big girl pants and be like, you know what, I actually don't care. That can be someone else's problem.
Yeah.
And stick to it. So yeah, let's talk about this party that happened. So it's Sadie's birthday, and everyone's going to Roundelay in Hollywood for bottle service provided by Tamara. Who are you trying to front? You got like 15 credit cards open, and you think you can like do bottle service and live this fabulous life?
I wouldn't even do bottle service.
I mean, honestly, why pay $200 for a bottle of alcohol that costs $20 at CVS?
Yeah. Yeah.
CVS does sell alcohol in California. I went to Florida recently, and they do not sell hard alcohol in CVS's out there. I was surprised.
Yeah, in Michigan, you do not go to the grocery store to get alcohol. Like, if you do, it's like beer or something.
It's beer and wine
but they
only.
don't have hard liquor. So out here, you like go to Ralph's, which is the same thing as Kroger basically, and they have it. And I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
We were, when I first got here, we were looking for a liquor store because we would always go to
No
the
one
liquor
goes
store.
to those out here.
There's no liquor stores here.
Yeah, we don't go to that. Just go to Ralph's. Go to CVS. When you pick up your prescription, also pick up a bottle of gin and call it a night. Like, it's
Is that what you're going to do tonight?
I mean, I might.
She did say she was going to go to CVS.
Shh, don't tell all my secrets. But, you know, Tamara and Sadie, they still have their super bestie New York friendship going on. And this week we see the effects it has on Lissa. And, you know, Lissa's in the bedroom trying to fit into the conversation somewhere. And they're just talking around and through her. And she's like, oh, I want to help pay for it too. Here's $20. And, you know, it's laughable in their eyes.
Yeah. I feel bad. I do feel bad because she's used to, you know, doing these things with Sadie and it working and them being friends and being able to hang out. And now she's just doing the same things as always and it's not enough.
Yeah.
So she realizes, you know, what's happening with her and Sadie's relationship.
Yeah, which is really sad. And then, you know, Sadie, well, I really liked what Jake said to Lissa when they were at the club when Sadie was clearly upset because Sergio, you know, he has to show up to her birthday party. And when he shows up, he also has to have sex with her. She doesn't care that he has a girlfriend. This is the law of birthdays. And he doesn't show up. And Lissa, you know, because of Jake, he's like, go after her. Like, she needs her best friend. And, you know, Lissa's like, oh, I'm not that anymore. He's like, go get her back. Yeah. And I hope we see more that comes from that. We see them hugging and...
Yeah, maybe that was like a good moment for them.
Yeah. But this guy, this Sergio lookalike in the bar, did you think
that was interesting?
That was interesting. But I'm not going to lie. Sadie, I've been there where you just take 2 quick shots and then grab a guy and start making out. I'm not going to lie. legitimately done
Oh my
that
gosh,
before.
that's funny. I've never done that before.
I was like, oh, Sadie, yes.
And then, did you smack them afterwards?
I
Like she did?
mean, I didn't.
I
No.
feel like that was weird.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't slap him and walk away. If I slapped him, it was like part of what we were doing.
Okay.
Okay. This is the internet.
But
But
I thought Sergio was much better looking than that guy. But I think it was just in the moment, like you
Yeah.
were saying.
exactly. And you can just see that, she clearly just lived her whole life in New York,
Yeah.
partying with Tamara, and just basing her life on the fact that when she got back, her and Sergio would still
Yeah.
work things out. And she didn't move on, and he did. So I can't wait to see them actually, have a big confrontation about that.
Yeah.
We saw it a little bit, but I want to see like a bigger blow up because I want a Sadie size blow up on him and what she thinks of his new girlfriend and all of that.
And maybe he'll explain why he moved on or what he sees in this new girl, because we still don't really know how they even got together.
Yeah, and his mom. I mean, she was there too, so
Yeah. Maybe the mom hooked them up.
could be. Watch out, Sadie. Moms are the ones you really have to charm. It has nothing to do with their sons. It's the moms. And then Tamara, she's over at the club, not giving Jenna really any attention, and Jenna, has had her complaints about how she hasn't really spent time with her, and originally she wanted to have a sleepover tonight because they've been supposed to have a sleepover since Tamara got back in town, but, haven't done that yet. And Jenna chooses the club to try and reconnect with her, which is kind of weird because when you're in a club, you can't really hear people anyway, so it's not the best place to reconnect. But also, Tamara's very busy flirting with guys because guys pay for everything, especially when it's a girl's birthday.
She definitely, I think, learned while in college how to work the club scene. Like, how would she know to do that? Jenna doesn't know. Like, maybe she just doesn't go to the clubs, but Tamara does. And, there are those guys who go around and pay for everything and make your life very happy and easy. Did you think that the guys were a lot older? Like, they looked like pretty old to me.
Yeah.
But I guess, like, not their age. They looked like out of college.
Yeah, they definitely were out of college. And it's usually those ones who are creeping on the college girls. I was always the friend of the girl. I'd send my friends to go be like, I go slut them out and be like, go flirt with that guy and get me a vodka cranberry. And then, they come back with 2. And I'm like, oh, thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
I never hoard myself out, but I hoard my friends out.
I don't think I have either.
Yeah. But, everyone has to live through their party phase when especially if you're in LA and, they're in Hollywood now and doing bottle service and stuff. Like, I went to school out here. That's what we did. We went to the club. We were the girls who walked up and the bouncer just let us in and we felt like we were hot shit, and now I can't get in anywhere. I'm like, oh gosh, my hot pants days are over and I can't get in a good club.
See, I used to go out and we'd be out forever. Like, we would stay out the whole time. Now I'm like, oh, what time is it? I think I need to go home now.
Yeah.
I'm getting hungry and tired.
Yeah,
like,
something about when you're like in college, you're like, yeah, I can do this.
stay
And
out
then
the whole time.
afterwards, you're like, man,
nah.
I'll watch it on TV instead.
Yeah, like we used to go out probably Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And now I'm like, okay, one day a weekend.
Yeah.
Like, one day is good.
One day is perfect for me, if that, because I'd rather be on my couch watching Netflix, let's be honest. And then we have Jake and Aunt Allie have an interesting relationship going on right now.
I feel like it's been developing for a while, and it's just now, like, playing out.
Do you think anything sexual will ever come of it? Because we do know Jake has a thing for older women.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that. I mean, right now, because he's in a relationship, probably not, but I could definitely see that happening. And you know how Allie is, she would just like come on to him in 2 seconds, I feel like, if she could. If she didn't think of him as like a waiter right now.
I mean, that's her personal bartender and little pool boy, basically. And then Jake, being the awesome friend that he is, has gotten his bestie Maddie and his bestie Maddie's girlfriend Sully jobs at the club, and they're lifeguards, and I don't want them watching my kids swim in a pool.
No.
She is from what we saw before, you know, she was the drunk girl at the party, and now she's the drunk lifeguard at the pool.
Yeah.
She's the drunk girl at the club. You know, she is the party animal. She's like got this whole tomboyish vibe going on, and she's not serious about, you know, most things, it seems, and she's kind of a prankster. And you can see why Maddie would want to be with someone who's just no drama and just kind of fun to be around.
Yeah, he called her the fun girl.
Yeah, they're just having fun, but that's all that I think Maddie sees of it.
And I think he's starting to realize it too, because he was like looking at Jenna while they were in the club. But, and especially the big scene at the end, the big prank at the end. But what did I write down? Oh, that she's kind of like the bro. Like, how I think he said that she was like a bro. And with all her pranks, but I kind of feel like her pranks are a way of flirting. Like, maybe that's just what she does to flirt with someone, because they were kind of doing it to each other. Like, he would prank her and then she would prank him, and it would just keep going and going, and maybe that's like the basis of their relationship.
Yeah, so like, I mean, we saw her put vodka in the water bottle and not tell him, and that's that's always a bad thing when you accidentally drink the water bottle that's vodka. And then we see, you know, she throws a tennis ball at him, like at the pool. She
the beer
with Jake. And then, I mean, the big one was at the club. She taps the guy and is like, hey, that guy just grabbed my ass. And this is a huge guy who's ready to throw down on Maddie. And then she takes the giant bottle of champagne that Tamara has just ordered for Sadie that probably cost at least $1,000 at this club, and smashes it on the ground and laughs about it.
Yeah.
And even Maddie's face is kind of like, what the heck is your problem? You could see him growing a little more annoyed with it. And, you know, Jake was kind of over the pranks, and Jake's in a management position now, so he still wants to be fun, but also has to be serious at work. And
you want your friends to like your significant other, too, I feel like. So already Jake kind of has a thing against her because she pranked him. And now Tamara, because she's going to have to pay for that champagne. Yeah. So.
Yeah, which, you know, hopefully she got out of there, since her first credit card was declined, and
we don't really know.
Tamara's probably still back there washing dishes to pay off her bill. We just don't know because the episode ended.
Yeah. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, next week we'll see if she's actually still around.
Yeah.
But you know, one of the main differences that Maddie tried to point out between Sully and Jenna is that Sully just goes with the flow, and she's not. How did Maddie was? Oh, Maddie said that Sully was more DTF and Jenna is more DTR.
Yeah.
So, you know, kind of a blow to Jenna there, but, you know,
it's different.
Can be choosers.
It's something different for him that he hasn't had in the past.
Yeah. Well,
everyone's got to have that fun person.
I'm just going to go on the record and say that I'm not trying to be a vicious person or a girl who doesn't like other girls, but I don't like Sully.
I don't really like her either. The character. Yeah, I don't really like her either.
She's just, I don't know, maybe because I'm out of college so far, and I'm just like, oh, why are you being this
too
girl?
Much. Too much for me to handle.
And it's too much all the time. If she was that fun person and then also showed us the other side of her that was calm, cool, and, like, collected, but it feels like she's putting on an act, and that she thinks she always has to be at this level, at level, like, DEF CON. And she's never bringing it down to, you know, DEFCON 1.
And I wonder if we'll get to see how Maddie said she had a romantic side, like any of that, because right now I'm not seeing it.
Yeah.
So
they're not making her very likable. No. But let's get into some predictions for next week.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So we see that Tamara's going to get a job at the same place as Jenna as an ad sales intern. We saw a clip of Luke kind of being like, hey, no one can know that we like each other.
Yeah.
And then Maddie talking to Jenna's mom, which I love Maddie and Jenna's mom's relationship. For some reason, I've always wanted them to just kind of hook up or something, but it'll be interesting to see his true feelings now that Jenna has finally moved on. And I feel like that's the problem with Maddie and Jenna. When one of them finally is moving on, the other one comes back in and sets them backwards instead of letting them just go fly away and be a free butterfly.
Yeah. My prediction is that we know that he kind of wants her back, but he's not going to know what to do. And then he's going to tell Jenna, and then Jenna's going to say no because she's not going to want to make the same mistake that she did before, which is unfortunate because I'm Team Maddie. But I have a feeling that right now she doesn't feel anything towards him. So what's going to make her go back to him? I'm not sure.
All right. Well, make sure you guys at home let us know your thoughts and your predictions for the rest of the season.
Yes.
Tell the good people where they can find you to talk.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Veronica on TV.
And you can find me at the Tiona Hobson on Twitter and Instagram. And please be sure to check out all of the shows that AfterBuzz puts on for everyone. There's so many shows every week. And make sure you go into iTunes and YouTube and leaving us comments and
we'll comment
likes.
Back.
Yeah, we will comment back and tweet us what you think of the episode so far. And we will see you all next week.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.